Building Ideas is proudly brought to you by the Master Builders Association.
Building ideas, lots of great ideas you really need to know. Building ideas, sit back, relax and enjoy the show.
Hi and welcome to today's episode of Building Ideas. Last week we showed you around the various display villages to see what they had to offer, and whether you like to live north, south, east or west of the city, there's bound to be a display village near you with the latest and greatest display homes. Today we're up at the beautiful Blackwood Park, and it is without a doubt one of the most popular new developments in South Australia. Blackwood Park was established in 1998 and is uniquely positioned around 400 hectares of parkland. It's just a short 25-minute drive from the city, and the public transport network around here is excellent, with both buses and trains servicing the area. The quality of homes built here is also excellent, and there's a vast array of master builders who proudly have display homes located here that are regularly open to the public. Part 2 of Blackwood Park development is now well underway, and there are even more community inclusions like parks and playgrounds planned for residents, making it the ideal place for family living. Aside from the green fields and playgrounds, one of the things the residents love about Blackwood Park is the space. The block sizes are massive, the views are incredible, and the natural bushland is just beautiful. So really all you need to do is choose your favourite builder, sit back and relax and watch your dream come to life. Now we're going to be having a great look around Blackwood Park today. We also have a lot of other wonderful things to look at. This is what else is on today's program. Andrew is going to catch up with Master Builder Matt from Blackwood Building and Maintenance to see what he's currently working on. We'll hear about the various services that the Master Builders Association provides for apprentices to ensure we have enough skilled builders and tradespeople in the future to continue building and renovating our homes. And we'll hear from Homestart Finance about how you can get into a home of your own much sooner than you might have thought possible. Lots of interesting segments there. Now, I just love it here. It's gorgeous, and I know we've said it before, but Blackwood Park really does have the best of both worlds. You've got rural living, but all the benefits of a city. I mean, can you imagine your beautiful new home being nestled against established trees, beautiful parks, gardens? It's just divine, and it's still only 25 minutes from the city. And that's if you want to go to the city, because 5 minutes down the road you've got cafes and shops. It's all here. Blackwood Park offers a safe and healthy environment for children with very little through traffic and has an abundance of outdoor space to play in and explore. It's just a short drive from the shops, schools and services of Blackwood, and Westfield Marion, Flinders Uni and Flinders Medical Centre are just a little further away. It means you can have your home in the country without being out in the sticks. There are many homes on display from 16 of Adelaide's best builders, so you're bound to find one that will tick all of your boxes. It is so beautiful up here, just natural and open. Not a lot of fences. Now, if you do have a fence and you'd like some information about building a new one or perhaps replacing an old one, then Andrew's going to tell you how you can keep peace with your neighbours.
Fences are something most of us are happy to live with. Although, interestingly enough, in South Australia, there's no law that states you have to have a fence. Most people simply agree to it, and whether that's to keep the people inside safe or keep the unwanteds out. Most of the questions that arise around fences are around things like who's responsible for what, and what's the best way of going about installing a new fence or upgrading an existing one. Like most things, the answer isn't that simple. However, usually the cost of fences, be they new or a replacement, is shared equally between neighbours. If you get along well with your neighbours, this shouldn't be an issue, and simply having a friendly chat should get the ball rolling. If you don't really know your neighbours, it might be better to approach the matter in a more formal way, which is usually done via notice of intent. The notice of intent is generally served by the person wanting to build or replace the fence to the other owner, and the way you deliver the letter can certainly impact the outcome. A notice of intent can be either delivered in person or sent via registered mail. If you go down this track, keep in mind that you have to give your neighbour at least 30 days to respond. If they don't get back to you within 30 days, or they're not happy with the idea, you might have to get a third party involved to help sort out a mutually agreeable outcome. Fences can be considered a joint asset between neighbours. So even if your neighbour hasn't paid for it, they're still considered a joint owner, which is why it's a good idea to go and talk to your neighbour first. Basically, your neighbour doesn't have to pay anything towards the fence unless they've agreed to do so, you've followed the right procedure, or they've been ordered to by a court. When it comes to retaining walls, the general rule of thumb is that whoever creates the need for the retaining wall, either by cutting away or building up, is responsible for the retention of the soil and therefore the cost. As for who you should get to install your new fence or retaining wall, the answer to that is easy. A master builder, of course. That way you'll be guaranteed of a job well done, and both you and your neighbour won't have to worry about wasting time on several weekends trying to do it yourself. Keep in mind that council approval is still required if you're building a masonry retaining wall that's over 1 metre or a fence that's over 2 metres. Having said that though, it's still worthwhile having a chat with your local council and keeping the communication channels open. If you're after some more information on some reputable fencing contractors, have a look at sadisplayvillage.com.au.
Building ideas. Building ideas.
One of the things I love about working on building ideas is I get to find out all the looks and trends on the home front. And one of the areas that's really changed significantly over the years is lighting. In the past, downlighting revolutionised the way we lit up our homes, but now there's been a definite swing back to beautiful hanging lighting and pendants, and mood lighting, well, that never went out of fashion. With the increase of open plan living and dining areas, downlights quickly became the best option for lighting these large open areas, especially because the aim was to light the space without cluttering the open feel. LEDs are all the rage. They're compact and energy efficient, so great for saving money over an extended period of time. And because they're smaller than traditional incandescent bulbs, lighting manufacturers are no longer limited to the same old forms, enabling them to create the ideal globe for a decorative fixture. They can now design and fabricate fixtures in new shapes, sizes and configurations, which means you can achieve some very contemporary lighting looks. Installing new light fittings is a great way of upgrading a room. It can really change the look and feel, and it can be relatively cost effective, whether you want the glitz and the glamour of lighting or maybe it's just a light airy feel. The lighting you choose is really important. If it's a contemporary and elegant look that you're trying to achieve, cool polished metal lights and pendants might be the best option. Think sparkling crystal and bling. Alternatively, if it's more the rustic eco look you're after, then think wood, stone, fabrics and other renewable sources. This type of lighting will generally create more of a warm, translucent feel. Remember, less can sometimes be more. Simplified lighting textures with clean lines and gentle curves with highlight accents can be the perfect addition to sophisticated minimalist interiors. Oh, that looks really cool. You know, the importance of lighting is often undervalued and overlooked, and it creates a mood and an ambience, so it's something you really should spend a bit of time thinking about. And more importantly, with an area like the kitchen, it's actually a work area, so you need to get the lighting right, because imagine if you're cooking vegetables and chopping, what could happen? That's why it's a good idea to use a combination of lighting in the kitchen. Downlights and the under cupboard lights are a great idea because you can light up specific work areas and eliminate shadows and dark spots. Another room in the home that can benefit from special lighting is the bathroom, and there are several lighting options available. Some include heaters and exhaust fans. Lounge rooms and other areas designated to create more sedate moods respond well to freestanding lamps, table lamps and pendants with dimmers. Lighting options nowadays really are endless, so why not have some fun and create some different moods with different lighting types? The prospect of buying a new home can be very exciting. You start thinking about where you're going to put everything and how you're going to decorate. But on the other hand, it can be quite daunting too, but not if you're with Homestart Finance. Homestart Finance was established by the state government 24 years ago to provide housing finance for South Australians, and has in that time helped over 63,000 households into home ownership.
Homestart's all about getting people into home ownership sooner. And we're able to do that in a variety of ways through innovative lending products, through our relationships with people like councils and builders, and also I think the fact that we fill a really important niche in the market because 80% of our customers have been unable to get their finance at the time they go to apply from a bank or a major financial institution.
And how does HomeStart differ to other financial lending institutions?
We do that in a number of ways. Firstly, we don't charge lenders mortgage insurance, so that can save our customers thousands of dollars. Secondly, in some cases, we can lend from as little as a 3% deposit based on the value of the home, so that in itself is a really important point. Thirdly, we break the link between interest payments and repayments through our repayment safeguard. Another way in which we differentiate is through our shared appreciation or shared equity loan, and we're one of the only lenders in Australia that provide that. And that enables customers to borrow up to 35% more or alternatively reduce their loan repayments. And lastly, and most importantly, right now with the state government's first home buyers grant of $15,000 and the housing construction grant of $8,500, we're one of the only lenders that will put that $23,500 and count that as a deposit towards a home. Many other lenders don't count that as part of the deposit. So from HomeStart's perspective, that means you can get started from as little as $3,000.
HomeStart Finance really does seem like a great option, and it could be the key of getting you into your first home a lot sooner than you thought. If you'd like to find out more information, you can call their customer contact centre. The number is 1300 636 878, or you can visit their website at homestart.com.au.
Building ideas. Building ideas.
There are close to 8,000 new homes built in South Australia each year, which obviously makes the building and construction industry one of the most important. And not only because it determines where and how we live, but also because in order to build that many houses, the state has to employ a significant number of people. In fact, in South Australia, building and construction employs around 70,000 people. Just think about that for a minute. That is a lot of people. So I guess it's no surprise then that there are a large number of apprentices working to make a career in building and construction. Working in the building and construction industry brings with it many benefits. Not only do you get to work in the great outdoors, but I'm told the working hours can be pretty good too. And there must be a great sense of satisfaction and a sense of achievement when you look out and see finished buildings that you've helped to construct. It's little surprise then that there's a great demand from young people who are wanting to establish themselves in the industry, as well as other people who are simply looking for a career change. And that's where the Master Builders Association can help. We spoke last week about the various training options they have available for all types of careers. Whether you're looking to be on the tools or wanting to establish yourself as a paraprofessional, the Master Builders can help create a career path for you. One of the association's most recently established training programs is CAMS. It's a nationally funded construction apprenticeship mentoring scheme.
The Master Builders CAMS program has now been running successfully for 12 months and we are hopeful of another 2 years duration.
CAMS was established to help people in the industry who have lost their job through no fault of their own to complete their apprenticeship. This is achieved by partnering an industry mentor with the out-of-work apprentices. The mentors are fully qualified and have great experience in the industry. It's a self-help program and has already achieved great success for both the apprentices and their mentors.
CAMS program is so successful because the combined resources of the Master Builders Association nationally are involved. We select very passionate industry personnel who are committed to the program and also been trained to look after the welfare and interests of the CAMS apprentices.
The apprentices will receive great career knowledge, establish excellent industry networks, and obtain independent guidance in relation to work and life issues.
The apprentices will almost always talk more readily about their issues with the mentors rather than their employers or even their family in some instances. This allows us to provide some early intervention to these issues, and it may actually prevent issues ranging from conflict with their employer right through to, in certain extreme cases, self-harm.
So if you'd like to find out more about CAMS, visit the website at alinksa.org.au.
It's great to hear about so many fantastic initiatives to help young people in the building and construction industry. Now we're back at Blackwood Park, right in the centre of Stage 2 at the Sales and Information Centre. Well, this is the temporary one at the moment because the new one is being built as we speak. Now this is where you come to find out any information about all the beautiful display homes up here. Stage 2 of Blackwood Park is progressing well, and there are several brand new homes on display here from some very talented master builders. The new Sales and Information Centre is located at Daubeney Avenue, and the very friendly staff here will be only too happy to point you in the right direction to view the homes on display. Someone who knows all about Blackwood Park and what it has to offer is Lael Mayer, who is the project manager.
People come to Blackwood, I believe, because it's the best of both worlds. You've got a country or a hills style of living, but you've got all the amenities that you would expect to find in the city. We also have the high-speed national broadband here at Blackwood Park. Large allotments with an average size around 800 square metres. It's just ideal for people to create their own dream home. We've got a great community here at Blackwood Park. There's a lot of community spirit, very friendly people. We promote a spring garden competition on most years, so people tizzy up their yards and we give an award for that. I'm also aware that there was a gentleman who was quite ill and neighbours rallied together and finished off the garden on his newly built place, and that sort of stuff gets you here. It's a wonderful community here at Blackwood Park.
After the break, we're going to have a chat with Matt from Blackwood Building and Maintenance. He's a master builder, of course, and he's going to give us some tips, and we're going to find out what he's been working on.
Building ideas. Building ideas.
This is a major renovation project. Most people would have knocked it down, but the owners have decided that they'd like to perform an extensive renovation project on this house. And they've engaged Matt from Blackwood Building and Maintenance to do it. So for our regular Meet the Master Builder segment, we're going to catch up with Matt and see how they're going today on this project. So let's see if I can find him.
And that just acts as a balustrade. Yeah.
Matt, walking up here today, this looks like a massive project. Can you just give me a quick overview on what you guys are working on today?
Today we're actually just finishing off some of the outside entertaining area. This place really is an entertainer's paradise. With this upstairs entertaining area, they're going to put a deck out here with hardwood, stainless steel and hardwood handrail. The view, as you can see, is just, they're very, very lucky to have it. And that'll never get built on because that's part of the Blackwood Park reserve that they had to retain as part of their land release. So, yeah, this place is going to be awesome when it's all finished. It's going to be spectacular.
And when we were looking at the plans earlier, you mentioned that this will all open up and the deck will extend out from here.
That's right.
How far out are they going to take the deck?
4.5 metres.
Okay.
This will all be stacker doors as well, so if they want to have it all open for the air to come in the summertime, it'll just blow right through the whole house and keep the whole house cooler. We're going to redo the roof and put like a isolation blanket. So when they do that, it's just going to be thermally really smart as well.
What timeline are you working on? When do you hope to finish?
I think all up for the whole project is about a 12 to 14 week project timeline. Really hoping we can maybe bring it in a little bit, but really I would say 12 weeks.
As you can see, Matt and the team from Blackwood Building and Maintenance have got it well and truly covered here. They are experts in what they do and they've got a lot of shared experience amongst themselves. So for your next building or renovation project, have a look at blackwoodbuilding.com.au.
Now, of course, we're hosting the program from the picturesque Blackwood Park housing estate today. And whilst we're only 25 minutes from the city, when I look out, I can see stunning views, rolling hills, established gum trees. I really feel like I'm in the country. It's marvellous. Blackwood Park was established in 1998 and has grown since then to now house some 1,500 residents. Given the generous size of the blocks here though, you wouldn't know you were sharing this beautiful area with so many other people. There really are so many open spaces, parks, playgrounds and greenfields, making it the ideal place to spend time with family. I mentioned a little earlier that there are 16 different builders who have homes on display here, so there's no shortage of terrific building ideas and inspirations. Building a new home always starts with a dream, and once you've found your piece of land, ideas start to take shape and you're on your way. Since this housing estate was established 15 years ago, Blackwood Park has become known for having the highest building standards. A comprehensive set of design guidelines and encumbrances have since been put into place and are managed to protect the residential estate to ensure that everyone who builds around here will have the same commitment to maintaining the high standards set by Blackwood Park. These standards give builders and new homeowners advice in areas such as planning imaginative designs, as well as outlining the ability to integrate contemporary materials and striking aesthetics with nature's existing beauty. And to avoid any confusion, there is even an encumbrance manager who is able to provide guidance and interpret the design guidelines, as well as provide advice on how you can take greater advantage of opportunities your site may provide. The large blocks and varied contours really do offer abundant inspiration and fascinating opportunities for imaginative design, not to mention commanding treetop views. Of course, there are also smaller courtyard allotments to choose from if you're planning to build your retirement house or something on a smaller scale. Blackwood Park really does offer something for everybody. It caters to a wide variety of people in different stages of their lives. So why not go for a leisurely drive up into the hills, pop into the sales office and have a chat with the friendly staff there. Now, unfortunately, it's nearly time for us to go, but this is what's on next week's show. We're going to be hosting the show from a brand new display home built by Metricon Homes called the Sentosa 44, which is absolutely sensational. We'll look at some of the latest products available from BlueScope Steel Colorbond, and we'll look at a contract home specially built for a large family by Alan Shepherd Constructions. Another great show with plenty of ideas to inspire you. Actually, I've really enjoyed looking at the new homes because they really do depict what dreams are made of. I hope you can join us again next week for another episode of Building Ideas. In the meantime, I'm going to check out some of the beautiful display homes here at Blackwood Park. We'll see you then.
Lots of great ideas you really need to know. Building ideas.
Building Ideas proudly brought to you by the Master Builders Association.